Hey, it's Ashley Journeys, and today I'm going to be discussing the Fka Twigs and Shia Labeouf situation. I do not think that we should be up in arms and go and immediately flock to taking a side in this situation. It is not good when abuse is present in any relationship. No abusive relationship, no toxic relationship should be looked up to in a great light. But I do see a lot of similarities between FKA Twigs' relationship with Shia LaBeouf and Harley Quinn's relationship with the Joker. I feel like in this society we go and I've been one of those people, so I'm not even going to say this in a very harsh light where you're like, oh, that they're so cute together or all that stuff, and oh, it's funny when they're together and all that stuff, and they have iconic moments and stuff when they're together, they look great and all that stuff. And if you go back on Twitter, in which I didn't even know these two were dating, but the people who did know they were dating, they were egging it on. They were like, oh, he's better than her ex. This is how you treat a queen, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, how about we just learn to not even say anything when couples link up, when they get together and all that stuff? Because you over here pushing, serenading, applauding a relationship that, unbeknownst to you, is toxic all the time. Well, it was toxic the whole time. Now, I'm not feeling so bad for FKA Twigs because the little news I did pay attention to about Shia LaBeouf is the ones that got the most press time was the ones where he was losing his mind. So if you know that he has a history of being mentally unstable, it's just like, why would you go and date this person anyway, knowing that that's not your kink, you're not really into that. Like, whereas it's the same thing if even if Harley Quinn eventually or whatever complains about how mentally unstable the Joker is, you knew who he was. You saw all the tabloids and all the newspapers complaining about him and saying how bad of a villain he is and how off his rocker he is, how mentally unstable he is. And you were like, no, that's my guy. That's my man. I want to be with him. So it's like, and I'm sorry, but when you go and you turn your back on the warnings of others about these guys, you are basically saying that you will swallow the good and the bad that comes with them. And you don't care what no one says. Your love, believe that your love is strong enough to overcome whatever demons or devils he have in his yard. So again, it's not great, and I'm not applauding it. I'm not saying that's great that happened. It's horrible if it happens to anyone, but I'm not going to do a whole woe is me campaign and feel sorry for FK Twigs. Like, look, I like some of her songs, and that video she did recently, it was a couple video or something, and they were doing like samurai dancing or whatever. That was cute. I was all for it. But guess what? Just because I like some of your artistic works does not mean that I'm just going to stan everything you do and applaud everything you do, like, oh, your poop can't stink. Okay, sorry. Okay, and for all the people out there that's like, oh, well, it's horrible, you all haven't ever been in a toxic relationship, all that stuff, I'm gonna need for you to keep this same energy every time Tina Turner movies come on, her movie come on, the What's Love Got to Do with the movie comes on. Okay, I'm gonna need you to actually feel bad for women like her who actually did not even know or see that toxic relationship on her horizon. All she knew when she first started dating Ike was that they both were free birds and they liked open relationships and they liked to get around and they didn't want to hold each other back romantically. Like, they were just okay with having an open relationship. And then all of a sudden it changed, and all of a sudden he didn't want that anymore and all that stuff. So, excuse me. we just, it's to the point now. No one open relationship, and then all of a sudden it changed, and all of a sudden he didn't want that anymore, and all that stuff. So, excuse me. We just, it's to the point now. No one wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it no more. Okay? Because if you weren't in a similar situation like Tina Turner, where you really, there was nothing that warned you in tabloids, all over the newspapers, all over celebrity gossip. There wasn't much whispers around town in the fame sphere in a very international way that this guy was no good and he's abusive and off his rocker. That's the only time I'm gonna feel bad for you, okay? Because you really didn't know. Whereas in this situation, he's like a famous guy that is known for being a troubled soul, and you were like, oh, I think I'll be different and I can save him, and you found out you couldn't, and that was too much for you to chew. Okay, that's a totally different thing. It's called you saying, that was a mistake, I don't want to go back there, compared to I didn't even see that coming. See, that's different. I made a mistake and I didn't see that coming aren't the same arguments. So again, for all the ones who saying woe is Fka Twigs in the comment section, and oh, okay, everybody feel bad for her, and I don't feel bad for either character, just like I don't feel bad for Harley or Joker, because both of them are toxic, both of them are bad.